Imam Zainul Abidin Islam says, these are the people that Allah has given them so much of intellect and understanding and knowledge that صارت به الغيبة عندهم بمنزلة المشاهدة. For them, seeing Imam and not seeing Imam is the same. وجعلهم في ذلك الزمان بمنزلة المجاهدين بين يدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم بالسيف. They are considered by Allah like mujahideen in the time of the Prophet, who were defending Islam in its time of loneliness, when Muslims were very few and they had all Quraysh and tribes of Arabs against them in that time of Islam being very weak. They defended the truth. They defended the message of God. Allah treats these people, even if they are not involved in any fight or battle, just they are fulfilling the requirements of believing in Imamah, Allah rewards them like those mujahideen. Maybe this person is a doctor, is an engineer, maybe a teacher, maybe a housewife, a driver, a cook, whatever. But Allah considers them as those who did jihad in front of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Why? Because they have such understanding and such deep sense of responsibility. They are ready to do what is needed. Compare them to the Shia in the time of Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam. How much Amir al-Mu'minin suffered from those Shia? We are not talking about non-Shia. That's clear. But even some Shia were not listening to Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam. How much Amir al-Mu'minin suffered, how much he felt lonely. Those who were in the time of Imam Hassan alayhi salam, how Imam Hassan was really alone. But now we have Shia in the time of Ghaibah, that Amir al-Mu'minin or Imam Hassan are not talking to them. Imagine someone like Amir al-Mu'minin talking to them and they were not listening. But in this time, there is no such conversation, no such meeting, no such blessing. They read books, they listen to ulama, but they are more prepared than those people who were listening to Amir al-Mu'minin, watching Amir al-Mu'minin face to face. How much understanding, how much commitment is here? Then Imam Zainul Abidin says, أُولَٰئِكَ الْمُخْلِصُونَ حَقًّا. These are people who are really mukhlis. Who is mukhlis? Mukhlis is the one who not only does his actions or her actions with sincerity, but more. Mukhlis is someone who has tried to purify his heart. Nothing other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is in his or her heart. A person narrates this beautiful hadith from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam about the ayah يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهَ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. Imam Sadiq, according to this hadith, said, الْقَلْبُ السَّلِيمُ الَّذِي يَلْقَى رَبَّهُ وَلَيْسَ فِيهَا أَحَدٌ سِوَاهُ. Qalb Salim, a healthy, pure heart, is the one that meets his Lord without anyone else being there, is fully dedicated to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imam Hussein alayhi salam says in Dua Arafah, Ilahi anta alladhi azalta al-aghyar an qulub ahibba'ik hatta lam yuhibbu sawak. You removed anyone other than yourself from the heart of your lovers. They don't love anyone other than you. Yes, through you, under you, they love others. If you want to love more, if you want to expand your love, dedicate your heart to God, and then you can love under God all creation. But next to God or instead of God, your heart becomes very close. Then you can only love in a selfish way. You can love only yourself or maximum your family and children. If you want to expand your heart and love more, give your heart to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when Allah comes to your heart, expands your heart. And then you can love everyone. So, mukhlis is not only who says his prayer with pure intention, or the fast pure intention, does charity pure intention. Mukhlis is the one who has purified his heart, his mind, his very existence. أولئك المخلصون حقا والدعاة إلى دين الله سرا وجهرا. These are the people who call towards Allah's path secretly, privately, or publicly. Means all the time. Whether they speak or they are silent, people are inspired by them. They don't need to talk too much. Even if you just are in their presence, you are motivated. You are inspired. You want to become a better person. You want to become a better Muslim. So, these are the people that can be counted as muntazir, as people who are waiting actively for Imam Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. So, if we Shia in this time want to be able to be counted as true muntazir for Imam Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, we need to improve our knowledge. We need to improve our understanding, and that is through thinking. We need to improve our ability to make proper decisions. Decisions which are not driven by our comfort or selfish interest. Decisions which are driven and inspired by purity of the heart and intention. Decisions which are for the common good, not for personal good. And one of the things that can help us in all these matters, if we have a good sense of community. In community, you can gain all these things in much more fruitful and productive way. This is not something that we can do it on our own. Community is where you get energy from each other. If I forget, you remind me. And if I remember, you add to my determination. There's a beautiful hadith that says about a good friend, that a good friend is that en nasiya ذكره وإن ذكر أعانه. If I forget, he or she reminds me. If I remember, he or she would help me. Sisters who have good sisters, brothers who have good brothers as their friends. And then when we all as a community have this relation, we help each other. إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Question: isn't Iman and Amal Saleh enough? The answer is yes. Iman and Amal Saleh should be enough. So why then says tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr? My understanding is the only way you can make sure that you keep and grow your Iman and Amal Saleh is when you are enjoining each other. Tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr is not something added to Iman and Amal Saleh. It's not something extra. It's something to make sure that you have Iman and Amal Saleh and keep it and grow it. In this challenging time of Akhir Zaman, how without helping each other and enjoining each other to observe the truth and patience, we can survive. It's very difficult to survive. Maybe 5% can survive, maybe 10% can survive, but we cannot 100% survive unless we are together as a community.